On a scale from 1 to 10, how terrible the show was without me.
Oh, it was incredible. We had a vote if we should just keep it at 2 people, but it was tied 1-1, so we couldn't.
It was a pretty funny
decide.
show. Yeah.
1-1. Oh my God! Let me guess. You voted to keep it 2 people, and Buster voted for all 3.
Jeez, that's unbelievable. She walked right into that trap.
That vote.
There was no vote. You walked right into that trap. There was no vote. It was just a ploy to see who you thought was more trustworthy, and now we know. I am totally offended.
No, that's not trust. That's preference.
Unbelievable. Are you drinking Starbucks without a lid? Like, who does that?
While flying an airplane?
Yeah. Well, yeah, while in an airplane and like convulsing.
First of all, this is actually from the PI.
So
and
what?
I didn't need a lid because I was going to my car.
I'll show you the proper way.
Like, I thought to myself, why be wasteful and get a lid when I could? I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm wearing some camo pants anyways. So if I drop it on my camo pants, no one's going to see it.
Good point.
What's the truth behind what happened last week? Were you asleep?
No, I literally just forgot. I was sitting there like at the PI doing nothing, like, oh, I have nothing to do for hours. And I had so much to do. I had a podcast I was supposed to be doing.
That almost makes it better.
Yeah, I think the honesty was better. At least it wasn't like, oh, I had something important to do. It was just, no, I had nothing to do.
I just sat around and did nothing.
Yeah.
Well, while you guys were on the podcast, I was having my own conversations.
That's true. You were doing research.
Well, wait till you see the updated scores, because after last week's performance,
it's like I didn't write it in my calendar or anything. So I think because we did it, like when I made the appointment, I was like, oh yeah, that time's fine. But I was at PT, so I didn't have time to like write it in my calendar or anything. So then when the day came, I just forgot. Plus, we don't ever have, like a sudden change of days and stuff like that. So.
True. Well, as Buster referenced, not only did you miss the picks last week, but you even missed the update from the picks the week before, and the shocking news that after the week before, we came out of last week in a 3-way tie for first place. We all had 55 points. It was unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it was crazy. So then we made our picks. Now, you know how this works, right? If 2 people take the same person, then the third person gets the other. So you might be interested to hear who you had last week in the fights.
I don't think you had Usman.
I don't think you had Usman.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you had the other ones either.
I don't think you had Gaethje either, but you did somehow have Namajunas. So that worked out well for you. But you had Chandler, Covington, and Namajunas.
All 3 of them won. I have proof. I picked Namajunas, Gaethje, and Usman. I thought they were all going to win they all have the same coach. I don't know. I just
only you were on the show to let us know.
Yeah, in the real world that might have happened, but in the Scuffle show, what happened was you didn't. So, but you did amazingly.
Who the heck picked for me?
Well, we both picked, and then you had what was the way it would have worked anyway. You had what was left. So Buster and I tied. We were both 2-1 last week, and you were 1-2.
We also instituted the official new rule where you can bet your own points on your picks, and we both bet on Usman. So there were additional
5 points
given from that.
So now in the standings, despite your whatever it was, 13, 14, 15 fight winning streak, Buster and I are tied in first place with 65 points, and you are all alone with 55 points.
How on earth did that happen?
Because we bet on our picks.
Yeah. It's okay. So you can take any pick and you can add 5 points to it. If you get the pick right.
How are you going to do that when I wasn't there? You could have done that this week when I was actually there. You guys are a bunch of cheaters.
There's an old saying, The show must go on.
You guys are ridiculous.
Well, you'll have another opportunity this week.
Yeah.
You can bet on any of your picks.
Yeah. So what else happened last week? How's the rehab going?
Oh yeah, we were shadow boxing. We did some shots, yesterday I did some cool box jump stuff, like I can't even explain it, but it was cool. It was like lateral box jump, land with one leg, jump down, jump again. So we did some lateral side hopping stuff, which was cool. So yeah, nice. We did some cool stuff, some cool agility stuff.
What's the next milestone you have to get to?
So my next milestone is full flexion.
Meaning all the way bent or all the way straight?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yeah. So bent. Yeah. Yes, Nick. We are doing full flexion, and the reason why it's so funny that you asked that was my strength coach was asking me, the one back in California, what my next milestone was. So I thought that was funny that you asked.
Well, that's better. You always seem slightly annoyed when we ask about this stuff.
No, I'm not annoyed.
Buster, what do you think?
Can't wait to get to talking about Jake Paul this week.
Yeah. Before we do that, let's talk about the fights before we forget.
No.
We got to talk about the Canelo fight too.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
What did you think about the fights, Tatiana?
I first of all, the fights went as I thought they would. I thought Rose was gonna win a decision. She won a decision. Gagey, I thought he would win a decision. He won a decision. Kamaru, I thought he'd win a decision. He won a decision. Everybody won a decision that I thought was gonna win a decision. And then I thought Canelo was gonna finish Plant in the later rounds because he always does that to people that are really good. Like he plays with them for a little bit, figures them out, and then he ends up like wearing them down because they throw a lot to try to get him off of them, and then they tire themselves a lot more, and then he starts picking it up, and then he ends up finishing them later rounds. But I mean, yeah, he has some like knockouts close, like in the opening rounds, but those are usually guys that are not as good. But Plant's pretty good, so.
Which winner were you most impressed with in the UFC?
I would have to say, out of those three that I just mentioned, I would have to say probably Kamaru, just because he fought like a really tough opponent. I mean, I think Rose did too. I don't know. I think it's tied between them two because, well, I mean, it's hard to say. They were all great fights, right? So I think they're all special in their own way. Like, obviously Gagey, like no one ever wants to be in that type of fight, but he embraces that kind of stuff. So it was really cool to see. So you just like respect the level of craziness that happened during that fight. And then, you have Rose and Wiley, where you see that they're like evenly matched on the feet. Rose had a little bit of an edge in terms of like the footwork and stuff, but you could see that like Wiley brought some power to the table, and she was like, I'm not backing down. And I like that. I think I'm going to go inside because you guys apparently, I don't know what's happening.
Don't spill your coffee.
I'm excited to see Poirier fight
I was afraid this would happen.
269.
Okay, so this is called Scuffle Show on the Go.
All right. Scuffle and spill.
No spilling. So, before I was really interrupted by the lack of Wi-Fi here on the outside of the Apex PI. So, what I said was, I had to drink a couple. Just give me 5 minutes. I can't do the Scuffle Show on the go. It's too hard.
No, this is good. It's a walk-in. It's like a ring entrance, but by audio.
It's like a what?
It's like a ring entrance. It's like you're walking. You're walking to the cage right now. You're getting psyched up, ready for the scuffle.
We have a lot to talk about on today's episode.
Basically, what I said was Michael Gagey, psychopaths, great fight. That's what I respect about their fight. And it did come to mind. I thought it was really cool that his interview was talking about how when in the interview, he was like, I think we were born in the wrong time. We should be in a Coliseum fighting to the death. And I was like, oh my God, you guys practically did, psychos. And then you have Wiley and Rose, and you can see like, obviously they were like hand in hand in the matchup. But then like the difference was going to be the stand-up, right? So, I mean, the grappling. And then I guess you would say that Rose showed that she kind of is a little bit more disciplined than Wiley in the grappling exchanges, which led to her victory. Then you got those things got me. I'm just gonna sit right here. Then we have, who was next?
Usman Covington.
Usman and Covington. Then we got Usman and Covington. Oh. One day I'll get here. Okay, Usman and Covington, they basically, what about them? Oh, I just think it was a high-level fight. They're both really good. They're both like high-level strikers and just overall MMA fighters, right? And they're both long and rangy. And Kamaru is just a little bit longer, a little bit rangier. And he came out with the edge. He has a good jab. He has some power. They're kind of like almost the same to me in terms of their like striking and stuff like that. So,
do you think Covington would beat everyone else in that division, and he might just be one of those guys who would be champion, except there's one guy who's just a little bit better?
Yeah, I could say that.
Which of the three do you think will bounce back and get themselves back up the ladder fastest?
Chandler's nuts. I mean, I don't know about that guy. I think with Chandler, like he could basically, I don't know where to go because there's like usually I go right here, but there's people here.
I think on the go. Let's just keep moving the whole time.
Yeah. Chandler, I think.
We'll change the Scuffle show to the cardio show.
I think
Walk and Talk Scuffle edition. We have to talk about the Paul fight coming up. We've talked about 269.
No?
We can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you now. We lost you for a minute. We decided that the reason we couldn't hear you is you tried to go into the part of the PI that Jake Paul's not allowed into when Tyson Fury's little brother trains in there. That was the rumor today. They're gonna let whatever his name Fury is in there to train, but not Jake Paul. So we figured you were testing. Yeah. So the UFC has chosen sides in celebrity boxing.
Well, I guess it wasn't a no-brainer since Dana doesn't like him.
Yeah. But it's weird, isn't it? Because don't the Furies live in Vegas? So wouldn't he already have a place to train?
I have no clue, but I've seen Tommy Fury train here. He's been here a few times already.
That should be a pretty interesting fight. I think it'll be the closest. Because the guy actually apparently has some experience. I think Tommy Fury wins. You do?
I mean, not wins. I think he loses.
Oh.
I haven't seen him, but I heard on the last card where Paul fought Woodley, I heard them say that Fury didn't look good enough to get the next fight, but then he got it. So I have no idea.
I haven't seen much of his game. And then we have another professional athlete, non-fighting sport undercard, former NBA All-Star, and at one point one of the highest paid players in the NBA, Deron Williams versus, I believe it's Frank Gore. I don't know why they keep doing these when it's just, money, but it's just It's not a good look for anybody.
Well, I'm this one may be different. So way back when, probably, I don't know, probably 10, 12 years ago, I would go to this gym, Undisputed, in the Bay Area. And Frank Gore was going in there, and he was, they had a pretty good boxing program in there, like real fighters. Nonito Donaire was fighting out of there, and Mike Basil, who's one of the prominent cut men out there right now, is one of the trainers. And Frank Gore was always in there. And I met him once, and he was like, he wanted to be a boxer. His boxing was his passion. So who knows what he's done since then? I think he got traded a couple of years later, but for those couple of years, he was in there in the off season, and then he's been in. I think he's in Florida now. So he might. You never know. He might have. If I was going to bet, I'd bet on him. But he might have some. He might have some skills. I don't know about Deron Williams.
Yeah, I haven't seen much. I know
Give you a
Deron
big height
Williams
advantage.
plays golf, but I don't know how much that translates over to boxing on a Jake Paul undercard.
You got to hit something, right? Either way, you got to hit the ball. You got to hit the person. So I think we've got a.
Hit
We
the
found
person
a.
with the club. I'd definitely be betting on him if he had one of those. He had a nice driver in there with him.
Yeah. What do we got? What do we got coming up this week in the UFC? We have Mad Max. We got Holloway Rodriguez.
I can't bet on this one anymore.
Anymore?
Why?
I'm gonna X this one out.
Because you know both of them, or you
Yes.
know one of them and you don't want to bet against them.
Yes, both.
Well, we'll make it easy for you. Buster and I'll pick first, and you can have whoever's left. That worked out well for you last week, so I think this is a.
No, I'll take
I think
Max
this should
Holloway.
Yeah, that
Um,
didn't work out for me actually.
Yeah, I know.
I'll
where
take
I'm
Max.
tied. You
I'll
could
take
come
Max
on
as
next
well.
week and be in last place. It is possible.
All right, I'll take Max as
Worst
well.
to
So,
worst.
Tatiana, you have Yair Rodriguez.
You guys really are funny.
Her whole mood's changed, right? When she was like
on top,
recapping
on top
the
of the
fights.
world.
This is the
on top of
progression.
the Scuffle show universe. I
Yeah,
think we
we
should have our own metaverse, the Scuffle verse.
Yeah. If Tatiana had trouble
Scuffle.
sleeping, we should do the show late at night, and we should start by talking about the UFC. Should be amped up, animated, and then we should transition to celebrity boxing. We'd lose her a little bit. Face would go a little like forward,
Just
like
fall
please
asleep
not this
on the
again.
show.
Yep. And then we should get to the picks where she's not allowed to make picks, and then she just by the end it would just be like perfect.
Then
I
we
mean-
have so the other heavyweight co-main is Ben Rothwell, 39-13, versus Marcos de Lima, 18-8-1.
Marcos Rogerio.
I got Ben.
Okay.
So,
You got Ben. Buster, you go next.
I'm
I'll
gonna
take
go
whoever.
with Ben. I'm gonna go with Ben too. Did you
All
just slide your pick in there, or you didn't get it in time?
Me?
You haven't made your pick, so
I haven't
by
made-
default now have.
I figured that would I'll
Marcos.
leave that up to fate. I got Marcos. Hey, didn't
Okay.
Kyle Daukaus is fighting? Didn't he just fight? Didn't we pick him like 3 weeks ago? Or was that a different? Kyle Daukaus.
Let me check.
yeah. You guys don't remember the drama? He accidentally knocked out Kevin with his head, choked him
Oh,
out
yeah. That
because
was the
he
same fight,
knocked
right?
him out. And
That was
then,
October 2nd.
yeah,
quick
and then
turnaround.
they were supposed to fight again. They were running it back, but then Kevin Holland got injured.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
That
say that's
makes
a fast turnaround. So should we go with
Yeah.
that pick, or
I
should we
think
go
he got.
with the?
I think he got injured. I don't know. They said that it was maybe an injury. I don't know.
Huh.
I'm just
I like
guessing.
that pick though.
Should we pick that one? Roman Dolidze against Kyle Daukaus, or should we go with Felicia Spencer and Leah Letson?
I'll let Tatiana pick that one.
Who-
Oh, wait.
who-
Wait a minute. I forgot. We picked 2 fights together, and then we're allowed to pick any other fight on the card, right? Is that how we're doing it?
Right.
I don't
that's
know the other guy. Who's the other dude?
right. Roman Dolidze.
Yeah.
He's 9-1.
12th ranked.
Oh, are you talking Roman?
Yeah, Roman.
Oh,
Yeah.
he trains here.
All right, I got Roman. No, I got Kyle.
I'm gonna go
Picked him
with
last
Felicia.
There you go.
All right, you got Felicia.
I'm going to go with
I don't know who the other girl is.
I'm gonna go with bantamweight Song Yadong, 17-5. It's a fantastic.
I'm gonna go with Kyle coming off his headbutt victory. He's gonna pull it together. He's gonna get it back again.
Do we lose Tatiana again?
Who's on this card?
There are those 5 fights. So we picked 2 of them. Then Felicia Spencer, Leah Letson, Roman Dolidze, Kyle Daukaus, and Song Yadong versus Julio Arch.
Yeah. So the picks are: Buster and I have Holloway. You have Rodriguez. You two have Rothwell. I have DeLima. You have Spencer. I have Daukaus.
Oh, so I picked 3 already?
Yeah, we all picked 3.
Okay.
And if you want, you can bet
I
up
don't
to
know.
5 points on any of the picks. Do you want to
I don't
put any
know.
points
I
down?
don't know. I don't know the other girl at all. I don't even know. Who is she?
She is nicknamed Nidas. She's 5-2. Last fight was a win.
That's it? That's all you got for me?
Yeah.
That was the worst. Who was her last opponent?
Well, this UFC fight, I should be able to click on last fight win and it should pull that up, but
She's
that
probably
doesn't
maybe her debut or no?
Maybe it's just the mobile version. Who do you think Rose should fight next?
I'm guessing Carla. I think that's like the person who deserves it the most because she's on a winning streak. And she's I think closest in terms of rankings, right?
Yeah. I think Rose yesterday said that she wanted that fight and is excited about that fight.
Yeah, of course.
Which reminds me, what about? Oh, we forgot about Chito Vera, Frankie Edgar. We didn't talk about that one.
That one was sad. It's sad to see like Frankie lose on a losing streak, you know?
Yeah. It's sad to see, but also, I mean, how long he's been fighting and stayed near the top, and I'm always conflicted when this kind of stuff happens because only the person should decide when they're done, right? But then as fans, sometimes it's hard to watch, but it does feel like, and it's such a thin line too. You know, you could be competitive and then just a little bit not there, and then the consequences are pretty bad in there.
Yeah, I mean, Chizo's a big 35er too.
So does anybody want to?
Bigger than Frankie.
Want to bet any points on their picks this week? I am willing to put down 2 points on Max Holloway. So
how did you decide? Like, how did you get yourself to 2? You could have put 5. So it means you're 40%. You're 40% confident in your pick, which you.
I was very confident in Usman, so I'm 40% as confident as I was in Usman in Holiday winning this fight.
I'm gonna put all 5 points on Max. Look at that! I got raised eyebrow.
You know what?
Tatiana.
I'm gonna bump it up to 5. I'm not letting you take the lead. I'm bumping it up to 5.
Tatiana is so confused by the standings and the scoring system. There's some clues in last week's episode, Tatiana. There's some clues to how this new scoring works.
Okay, so I think I'll put 2 points down on Felicia. I don't really know this other girl, so I'm really taking a gamble at this point, but I'm willing to bet that she could probably pull it off. I don't know this other girl at all. I don't know if she's a grappler. I don't know if she's a stand-up fighter. I don't know anything about her. But I know that Felicia Spencer has decent ground game. Did 5 rounds with Amanda Nunes. So I don't know. Unless this girl's like a superb grappler. I don't know. So
well,
I'll say
that and we lose ours. You're right back in first place, and all of our foolery goes to waste.
Yeah, but I mean, solid pick. Okay, so 2. I'm gonna say 2 points on Felicia. If I knew more, I would probably put the whole 5, but I don't even know the girl. I didn't do my homework for the Scuffle show because usually I know the person, the people on the main card.
I'm
The
excited.
homework I need to do
the,
is pronunciation. You should have heard Buster and I pronouncing some names last week. We were probably were not we
Like
weren't doing them
what?
too well. I don't remember, but I just remember we were
I
butchering
don't
them.
remember either. I'm excited for the Oliveira Poirier UFC 269 fight.
And just like on cue, Oliveira.
Oh, is
You know,
that what it is?
Oliveira sounds like
Wow.
Olivia Newton-John. It's Oliveira.
And that's a great card. You got Masvidal on the undercard, and then Nunez on the co-main. That's gonna be fun.
I know. I think it's the 11th, right?
Yeah, where
it's like a
is
week
that?
before my birthday. It's in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. I'm trying to get those tickets.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Aren't you heading to New York this week?
I am, but it's December 11th.
Well, it's 2 different questions.
Yeah, I'm headed to New York this week, but I thought you thought that this. I don't know what you were thinking. I didn't know what your head was.
I remembered at one point you and Buster talking about you were going to be out there for a fight, but that was probably this fight, and we were trying to tell you to go early and stay until the next week. Yeah.
But it's expensive out there.
Going. I was in Miami this past weekend, so I didn't make it to the Garden. Otherwise, I probably would have. But
did you see that? It was like, did you pop your collar when you said you would have gone to the Garden?
No, I thought my collar was a little bit low.
Oh my God.
I thought it was.
Hey, your walls
are
different today. Your walls are different. You picked a different wall today.
You missed now. I was in Connecticut before. You missed last week. We had a whole conversation about this.
Yeah, Buster came in basically with a plain dry erase board behind him because he was so traumatized by the comments the week before.
I was very wall insecure. I was. I felt very insecure about
Well,
my wall.
I will be in New York this week for a signing, but then I'll be back here in Vegas next week, and then hopefully I can get out to the T-Mobile Arena for December 11th because I really want to watch that fight. It's really weird that I'm going to New York to watch a fight that literally is happening here, right here. Like, so it's just really weird. Like, I'm going to New York to do a signing, but the fight is here in Vegas.
That does seem backwards. What about, all right, let's get some far out predictions. What are you thinking right now? Dustin against Oliveira. If you had to pick one today, who would you pick?
I don't know.
All right. What if you had to pick?
I had to think about it. I thought about it. I couldn't figure it out. So I said, I don't know.
What about
There's a lot of factors. I have to see fight week. I have to see. There's a lot of factors that go into this, Nick. A lot of factors.
Are you giving Juliana Pena a shot against Amanda Nunes?
I have. See, this is ridiculous. Can we just start doing Bellator fights or PFL or something?
More Jake Paul fights.
Oh, I picked Jake Paul. If you want to know my pick.
That's your pick.
Yes.
Yeah. Whoever. Oh, I got Jake Paul too. Buster, you have Tommy Fury.
No,
Unbelievable.
I object to that. I feel like
you were too slow. You were slow on
if you go back and watch old clips,
I had no picks. I had no say in my picks last week. So because you were slow, you were sleeping. The show must go on just like last week. So your pick is now Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury.
I'm sorry. It's
time to get hyped, Buster.
I understand, but
watch Tommy win now, and then we'll.
You're just gonna have to hope that maybe Jake Paul just gets lulled into Tommy Fury's eyes and like falls asleep for a second, and then Tommy Fury knocks him out.
Anything is possible in the ring. Anything is possible.
What about this? To eliminate your uncomfortable feelings of picking for or against people you know, why don't we try to do some interviews instead? And we could shift the focus a little bit away from the picks, and we can just see who can hang with this, with our frantic style of talking on the show.
No, everyone will be able to.
Yeah.
You want to know something actually really funny? I will watch the show back, and then like at first I think, oh my God, Nick's going on a rant, and then I realize you're not really. You are going on a rant, but your rant makes sense. So, but I just like it's the way that I think you talk so quickly that I'm just like, I don't even know what's happening at this point, and then my mind goes elsewhere because I have severe ADD.
Nick is surprisingly calculated in retrospect.
Yeah,
I talk too fast.
Yeah, you do actually. I had to watch it back in order to figure it out. But the fact that I like once I remember you were ranting, but it was very good. It was a good rant. And then I watched it back. I was like, at first I was like, this guy's just ranting because he lost me. And then I just thought to myself, oh my God, that was a great rant. But I just lost it before I could figure out that it was a great rant.
No, I think that's smart. I think we should start having guests on at least every other week.
Yeah, and let's get everyone to listen to the show twice, because the first time I'm not going to make sense, but if you listen back, it will make some more sense.
That's really good for viewer retention. Yeah.
It doesn't sound fast when I talk. It's when I listen to it, it sounds like horrifyingly fast. But
I don't know. When I listen to it back, it doesn't seem that way, but when I'm in the conversation, it seems that way.
Speaking of watching it back, did you happen to check out last week's episode?
No. I don't think she needs to. I think that, I think it's better if she, I think we're in a good place right now, and she doesn't need to listen to that. I think she can accept the standings the way they are.
Why? What happened? Are you guys liars?
There is nothing to say about last week's episode whatsoever.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Why?
Worry about
well,
it.
I plan on listening to it this week anyways, so you better tell me now.
You have a long flight to understand the standings. I guess that would be a good one.
To understand the standings.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, those standings are bullshit. You guys took an opportunity and you freaking capitalized while it was gone. And I'll tell you what,
we threw our punch.
Yep. It was all very
when
official.
it's my turn, I hope to God one of you freaking misses the episode and I'm gonna freaking be like 20 points on so and so. I'm gonna change the rules.
Maybe the next episode should be just Tatiana by herself.
Tatiana's gonna change the rules, bet 20 points on somebody, and they're gonna lose, and then she'll have no points left.
It'll be the revenge episode, just Tatiana by herself. Just changing
I'll be like,
everything.
you know what? I made up my own Scuffle show today. They won't be joining me. I don't even know what I would do. It would be the worst show on the face of the earth.
Well, one day we'll try.
I'd be like, listen up on the Scuffle show. Don't listen. Do not listen.
One day when you least expect it, Buster and I will coordinate not showing up at the last minute after the recording has already started. We'll see what happens.
It's like, I bet 100 points on Khabib. I'm like, I bet 100 points on Khabib to beat Justin via what did he even beat him with? I don't even remember now. Okay, yeah, Dustin, via triangle.
Hey, that's a good segue. Who should get the next lightweight title shot? Islam Makhachev or Justin Gaethje?
Islam. Just because Gaethje had his shot already, not too long ago. But I just think that Islam's so dominant that he deserves a.
Do you think he's one of those guys that gets the title and keeps it, or it's too early to say?
I think he will get the title. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't see them beating him.
Who's most likely to return and fight? Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, Khabib. Least to most likely to return, or who's gonna
least? I would say least likely, maybe Floyd. Then I don't know. It's hard. Khabib's like living his best life. He has his own promotion now. I think if they do the whole George's thing, I think he'll come back. But I don't think he would do anything. He would come back for anybody else but that. But I would say maybe at this point in time, Khabib, Floyd, Conor. You said least likely to come back to most likely, right?
If that's how you answered it, then that answers it both ways.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What about
So I think Conor's most likely to come back.
what about so Chandler said he wanted Conor, and Conor accepted via Twitter. Do you think that what happens if Chandler and Conor fight? What do you think happens?
Conor's got a lot.
I think Chandler beats him.
Connor seems out of his element, or has it?
I feel like Chandler's too crazy. He's gonna have to be slept, and I don't know. I think he has a pretty good chin because we saw it last week.
Yeah.
He literally put his hands down and took one of Justin Gaethje's shots, and I'm like, okay, this guy's a nut job, and he has a good chin. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It's crazy. Just take a punch, look to the side, spit out, like stop as if there's nothing going on, spit out some blood, and then be like, all right, let's keep going. It was a strange like calmness, toughness, and
it was just
insanity
like,
at the same time.
He loved it.
Crazy.
Yeah, he like loved it. It was almost like the worse it got, the more he became psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, so next week we'll shoot for a guest next week. Wait, no.
Who are we bringing on?
I don't know. Any suggestions?
Patty the Batty.
I saw Molly signed a new contract. Any ideas? Anyone you'd like to have on?
I mean, I'm surrounded by fighters. I can find somebody.
All right. If you find someone, I think that'd be super fun. And if you don't find someone, plan B will be we will track down the people you've picked against, and they will be our guests. So we're trying to incentivize you to come through with a guest.
This is ridiculous.
Evil.
Half of them don't even speak English anyways.
Well, some people think we don't speak English, so I think it'll be perfect.
That's true.
True.
All right, cool. Well, I'll take us out. We survived the controversy. Time has expired. The chance to listen to last week's episode is gone. It had to be done. It's like in baseball or football. You can only challenge a call before the next play. We had this show. Tatiana can no longer go backwards and revisit the past show. She can listen to it, but it doesn't change anything.
I'm literally watching it on the plane.
Oh my God. Next week's episode, especially if we have a guest, it's just she's gonna explain what happened to the guest and try to double team us. I mean, it's gonna be
awesome. I can't wait. I'm gonna pick somebody that I know is like a ride or die too. One of my buds here. So if that transpires, I can't wait to explain it to them. You guys are gonna get the full wrath.
Hey, as long as they just don't forget to show up, I think it'll be a fun episode. That was the best. We should make a shirt. What was the shirt we're supposed to make? We're supposed to make a shirt that said like float like a butterfly, spell like a bee. Then there was another one, and now we're just gonna have to make one that just said I forgot. I could have showed up
because I forgot.
But I forgot.
The show.
It wasn't in my calendar.
I literally just hear like do, and then like she messaged me and she's like, "Why did you miss the show?" I was like, "Oh my God."
She's like, I wonder what collusion went on while I was gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What is happening? I can't believe I did this." And then I was thinking to myself, "What the heck? Like they could have just messaged me like, hey, where are you at? Why did you guys text me or anything? No one texts me."
Well, we thought you were going to be a couple minutes late, and then we're like, you know what? Let's just start it. And when she comes in, we'll tell her that we've already started, and we'll joke her out. And then we just started talking, and then we kept going, and then we're like, I don't think she's coming, and I think this has worked out to our benefit. So let's go ahead and lock these scores in and
submit them to the book. Yeah.
Submit them to the book, and
Here we
I think we
are.
suggested to Brett that you do your own episode last week, so we'd have a companion episode. But
Oh, you guys are in a lot of trouble right now.
Oh,
all right, well,
wait till you watch the episode. I can't wait to hear your feedback on that one.
I'm gonna be like this.
The whole time while listening to it. You should film yourself watching the episode.
yeah.
Honestly, for anyone who hasn't listened to last week's episode, that is one for the books. That was honestly, it was pretty ridiculous.
I can't wait. Well, I'm glad that you guys at least had a good time without me.
We did. At the end, I said, are we just going to have to re-record this again, like tomorrow or the next day with Tatiana? And Buster said, no, this week is done. So,
Oh my
And this
God.
week now is too. So thank you
Yeah.
both for showing up today. And
Thank you both for
Good
showing
one.
up.
yeah.
enjoy New York, and we will next week have a guest and have probably an enraged Tatiana after she figures out the scoring. But again, it's too late. The statute of limitations has expired, and Buster and I are in first place, 65 points each. Tatiana's in second with 55. She did bet 2 points, so she has a chance to slightly catch up. And on that note, we're out.